Are starting to die back, such as my sweet peas. I didn't think I had any this year, but I just came out and found some that are probably not edible, but you can see there are several that have frozen, so I'm not sure how I missed those. I mean, that couldn't have been long that they have been on the vine. Oh, some of them actually look pretty good. Wow, look at my harvest. Not a lot there, but even if we only had a bite, it's just so neat to have something that you have grown yourself. Everything else in the garden is pretty well wrapping it up for the season. I think I mentioned before this was the first time I did bee balm, and it really has been hardy. There are even tomatoes still growing, and there's some over here as well. And I think these are actually orange tomatoes, so I have one to harvest and one that had fallen off. Oh, another one to harvest. They may be frozen, but we'll see. I mean, they're there, might as well try them. Good morning. Welcome to At Home with Kayla Price. I am Kayla, and with me today is my loyal sidekick, Archie, who is always around when there is filming to be done. Oh, I've got him in an awkward position. But Leaf, we were just outside. So today I wanted to share with you a Christmas craft that has been on my mind for a few years, and I don't remember if it was the end of last year or the year before. I bought several red ornaments on sale to see if I could create what I had a vision for, and I'm going to test it out with you today. So this may never see the light of day as a video because it may absolutely not work. What I have in mind is the old-fashioned garlands that we see in Christmas cards and on elaborately decorated homes and that sort of thing. Just the big swag garland that's thicker in the middle and then tapers out. And you normally see them made of greenery, either with crisscross ribbons on them or laden with fruits, so fresh fruits. So what I wanted to do was make a swag of that exact same like size and look, but make it out of just Christmas ornaments with big bows on the end. So I thought this would be so pretty, either, you know, hanging from the fireplace or over a doorway. You could also, if you had a smaller one, put it as a swag on a mirror. Just attach it with suction cups or a nail around to the back of it. It could go, I have a you know, the entryway to the house. It would be pretty. So I feel like there's a lot of things that could be done with it if I had one. And the weird thing was that I looked around on YouTube videos for ways to make one. I looked around for steps in making one. I really had no luck. So either I was searching for the wrong thing, or others have tried before me and had epic fails. So that may be what I have as well. But I'm going to give it a go. It's not that expensive of a craft, especially I am using plastic balls so that if they fall, no big deal. And if you buy your ornaments on sale, and I know that a lot of Christmas decoration is already going on sale this year, so now may be a great time to run out and get the ornaments that you need. So let me show you what I got. And my nose keeps running because I am addicted to those cinnamon disc, you know, the old-fashioned kind you used to get. And the ones, I can't find a lot of them, but the one brand I can find, they are extremely hot and they're making my nose run, but I still keep eating them. So this is just a mixture of balls, so there are small ones in here that you may be able to see and larger ones as well. Oh, let me go get an opener. I was going to mention, if you haven't got yourself a ceramic blade for opening packages, they are wonderful and they're not going to cut your skin. They probably could poke an eye out if you weren't, you know, but these are really nice because they're small, they're magnetic, and I just keep one on the side of the fridge. Can't even tell what it is, but it is there. So there are small, tinier ornaments that will go on the edges, and I'm probably not going to use the gold thread. I'm probably just going to go through the cap when I string these up. There are some medium sizes, and there's also some larger sizes in there. So the bigger ones will go in the middle, you know, and kind of work your way out. So I got 2 boxes of those. And these have 36 in each pack. So there are 6 of the larger in each pack, 12 of the medium, and 18 of the smaller, which is good because think about it, you're going to need 2 sets. So you have your middle, but then you'll need 2 sets of your mediums and 2 sets of your smalls. In addition, I got these as well. There are, all of these are shatterproof, and 4, 8, 16. There are 16, and I would say they're about this 3-inch size. And then I got these, which are even larger. There are 12, and I'm going to say they're probably a 4-inch size. As you can see, they are bigger, maybe 4.5 or 5, but they are much bigger. So that is what I'm working with, and of course, you'll be mixing in some of the smalls and mediums, even in the middle, just so you don't have holes. Or at least that's what I think. Alrighty, so I thought these would be beautiful ribbons to accent the red, mostly because this is a very traditional look, and so I really wanted to play off the traditional colors, plus these are colors that go in my home. So that is what I'm going to be working on. And what I'm going to start with, instead of stringing these onto the actual ribbon, I'm actually just going to thread them onto a string, like a sturdy cotton string, and put hooks on the string on either end so that I can hook them on the fireplace, or however, you know, I'm not real sure how big it's going to turn out. And then I will put the ribbons and bows just on that same cord, and I won't have to try to get this girth through these tiny little holes. So that is what I'm going to be working with. So let me get my string. To start with, I'm going to go with a pretty long, much longer than I think I will need piece, because that will give me room once I do have it all filled up to make my loops and to correct if I'm off center and having a hard time getting it to move. Then that will allow me some wiggle room. Also, as you can imagine, this is going to take a lot of ornaments because you're going to be kind of going around the whole thing. So I bet I do a lot of putting on, taking off, trying to figure out what works and what doesn't. But I have put this off for long enough, and I'm going to get going and see how it works. So let me get my string and scissors and I'll be right back. Okay, so for string, I can use like a nylon cording, or I can use jute. And honestly, I think I'm going to use jute because it's strong, it's thin, and it's easy to work with. So that is way more than I need, but I don't want to run short. So I'm not going to put anything on either end because I'll probably at some point start stringing from both ends. But what I do want to do is kind of mark my middle section so that I know exactly where that is. So I'm going to just put a little dot with a Sharpie. Okay, so this isn't that important, but just something I thought I'd rather do now than to get going and realizing I should have done it. So I'm going to move all this out of the way and start with the larger balls. I bought these balls, as I mentioned, at the end of the season one year for this project. But I think I bought them at Macy's. The main thing is shatterproof balls. You could do multicolors. I think that would be very pretty. I don't need these little ties because they are just going to be in my way. And these little ties, I may cut them off. So these have, it looks like 3 different kinds of the very largest of balls: shiny, glittery, and dull. So I'm just gonna pour these out so that I'm not fiddling with them. Actually, it's 4 different kinds because even the glitteries, this is just a plain glitter, and this has a larger piece of glitters on it. You probably can't see, but okay. And as I mentioned, probably already gonna get my, there is my middle, get my ball or my string all messed up. And I am still having some back problems, which is I'm sitting on a little stool, but I may have to dump the stool. And I think it's really going to take a lot of balls. So like I say, even though in my mind, I feel like I have several here, it is probably still going to make just a shrimpy little garland. Now, I was eager to get started, but probably what would work best so that it doesn't ravel or unravel like you just saw. I can't tie a knot because I'm going to be putting it on or threading it through these balls, but if I would put either some nail polish and let it dry, or a piece of just Scotch tape. really nice. They need to be really packed in there so you don't get the bald spots showing. So that's where I'm wondering if I need to put some tinies in there with them. You know what I could do though? I could even just tie those on when I see where the bald spots are. So I'm just gonna do kind of a temporary loop because I'm kind of wanting to see if it's the look I'm going for. I kind of think it's working. Obviously it's not hanging centered, but as I keep putting the smaller balls, I can fill in a little on this section. My secret, which you might have picked up, was to put the little, what do you call those things? I used to remember. But the little plasticky, you know, this part of the ball right here, what's gold on these, tilt them in as you see there, and that makes them tighter and they don't tend to move around as much, but it also lets you have some balls kind of fill in and go on top and help not have holes, if that is making sense. And if you are a frequent watcher, you know I am not a very good videographer. That is my deficit. So you can kind of see how that helped fill it out. So the center should be more right here. So it's hanging loppity, but anyway, I think you're getting an idea. So I'm kind of liking it. I'm going to keep going. Okay, so all I have left in this box are the tiny ones and one medium-sized one. Oh, you know what? I could probably use, I guess I'm talking to myself now. So I'm going to go ahead and lay out my two stacks so that I don't have to think too much about it. So for every like pretty one on one side, I'll put a pretty one on the other. For every, you know, glittery one, there'll be a glittery one on the other side, for as much as I can do. And then I will also put in some probably one on each side. I don't really know how many I'll have, but some more of the mediums. So, you know, for the rest of the day, I will probably have glitter all over my face. That is just part of it. Okay, let's see what this does. So I think I'll do one side and then try to do the equivalent on the other side. So since I have some bigger balls, I'll do big, one down, big. Exactly what I had in mind. I love it. So I won't make it drape as much, and then I'll add the gorgeous ribbons, and I might just use it there, although the fireplace might melt the balls. But I love it. And there's not much judging that has to be done, to be honest. I think what makes the most sense to me would be to tie a knot right where these finish so that they aren't going to go anywhere. I think I'm going to add more of the small balls just to make it longer. And since I have them, I might as well use them. So I have 4 down here plus all of these. You know, if you did have bald spots, you could come back in with the ribbon and tie, you know, just to cover your string. I think there's a lot you can do that would make it even prettier to enhance it and to weave some of the colors of the ribbon throughout the ornaments, since in my case I chose not to use red ribbon, if that makes sense. Again, I'm going to tie it off. So now I am going to add ribbon to cover up. Oh, I knew I had an extra ornament, but I think there are some cool things we can do with those. So this will look nice. do a little dovetail cut. And I think what I'm gonna do is tie the bow with the green ribbon, which is not as thick. And then I can tie some of the golden ribbon through. And it helps if you have a really sharp, clean pair of scissors, which apparently I do not have, so that you can have a really nice, clean cut. Okay, so that helps a lot. So you want to get a good length of ribbon because you're going to want to put a bow at the top. And don't forget what you do on one side, you're going to want to do on the other side. So cut two before you start making your bows. And that is my husband in the background talking, in case you're wondering what that noise is. This was just ribbon. I'm pretty sure that I got on Amazon, but I will link things below for you. This is really pretty ribbon. It has a nice heft to it. So there are lots of things you can do to add some fullness. I think this would be real pretty, and then just put that through the bow. So I'm gonna go ahead and again cut my dovetails so they'll all be at the same, if you can see that, same slant. Satiny fabrics are hard to cut just because they want to move on you, but these pretty much look like they've been gnawed off, but that will just have to work. So we have our 2 greens and our 2 yellows, and then we have some extra little balls that we can string through the edges, which I think will look really, really nice. And I think it turned out really nice. I'll keep working with it and perfecting the bows, but just I love the colors together, and I think overall, once I get my mess cleaned up, that will be a beautiful fireplace. I may even move it up a little bit so that it doesn't hang so low down with the fire screen there, or I might just go ahead and remove the fire screen. But I think that was actually the look I was going for, so I am very excited. I will put a list of all the things I used below, and so you can look for those supplies or something similar. And again, happy crafting for this Christmas, and I will see you in my next video next weekend. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and give me a thumbs up. Thank you.